Good afternoon, Doctor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Robot. How are you?
I'm not in a good condition recently. Some part of my body removed when pressure are applied.
Oh, I see. That must be due to increase in temperature of your body, which heats some components and allow them to change shape when being pressured.
Could you explain more about that, Doctor?
Sure.
What is Thermoset? Thermoset is a liquid material at room temperature which hardens irreversibly upon heating or chemical addition. When it is placed in a mold and heated, the thermoset solidifies into the specific shape. This solidification process includes the formation of certain bonds, called crosslinks, that hold the molecule in place and change the basic nature of the material, preventing it from melting. What is thermoplastics? Thermoplastic is a resin that is solid at room temperature but becomes plastic and soft upon heating, flowing due to crystal melting or by virtue of crossing the glass transition temperature. Thermoplastics take the shape of the mold within which they are poured as melt and cooled to solidify into the desired shape.
For the thermoplastic properties, is a weak molecular bond in the straight chain formation. The size is expressed by the molecular weight, melting point lower than the degradation temperature. It is recyclable and reusable by application of heat or pressure. Addition polymerization can be polymerized during the manufacture. Highly chemical resistance. It is flexible and elastic, high resistance to the impact, comprised of hard crystalline and elastic amorphous region in each solid state, can be dissolved in organic solvents. The cracks can be repaired easily. The melting thermoplastic is endothermic, lower continuous use temperature (CUT) than thermosets. For the properties of thermoset, it's a network polymers, high level of cross-linking with strong chemical molecular bonds. The melting point is higher than the degradation temperature. It is inelastic and brittle, strong and rigid. The strengths come from the cross-linking. It can be polycondensation, polymerization, the polymerized during the processing, comprised of thermosetting resin and reinforcing fiber in its solid state. Size is expressed by cross-linking density. It's a non-recyclable, heat and chemical resistant, difficult to repair the cracks. The cross-linking, the thermoset is exothermic, the higher CUT than thermoplastics, do not dissolve in organic solvent.
What are the mechanisms involved in this reaction, Doctor?
So, these are how they work.
The mechanism to form a thermoplastic will include extrusion molding, injection molding, thermoforming, and also the vacuum forming. Firstly, we will have to mold the granular material into a shape, and then it will be heated at a very high temperatures until it melts. And then it is cooled by cold water and also cold air, and it will turn into a thermoplastic plastic film. For the mechanism to form a thermoset, it will include the curing process and also the laminating process. The curing process will make the resins from their liquid form, and then the curing agents, inhibitors, hardeners, or plasticizers will be added into the resin. For laminating process, the reinforcement substrate is dipped into the resin binder in its liquid form, and then the sheets of the material will then pass through an oven to partially cure them. The sheets will then pile together and heat press to form a laminate.
Other than my body, what are the products that are made by thermoset and thermoplastic?
Oh, there are many more.
Amazing!
There are different types of thermoplastics that are used in our daily life. For example, we have polyamide, which is also known as nylon. It is tough and relatively hard material used for power tool casings, curtain rails, bearings, gear components, and clothes. We also have polyvinyl chloride, which is PVC. It is tough and durable material that is commonly used for pipes, flooring, cabinets, toys, and general household and industrial fittings. Polystyrene, which is a waterproof material used mainly for rigid packaging, is also another type of thermoplastics. Meanwhile, thermosetting polymers are used to make epoxy resin. It is a hard material that is brittle without extra reinforcement. We use epoxy resin for adhesives and bonding of materials. Next, there are also urea formaldehyde. It is a hard, stiff, strong and brittle used primarily in electrical devices due to its good electrical insulation properties. Last but not least, polyurethane. It is hard, strong and durable material that are used in paint, insulating foam, shoes, car parts, adhesives and sealants.
I gained a lot of new knowledge today, Doctor.
Make sure next time you don't overwork and always get enough rest. If you have any problems, you can come here anytime.
Thank you, Doctor, for the info. See you next time.
You're welcome.